the Dems and progressives might need a sociopath. His name is Gavin Christopher Newsom, and he's the governor of California. He's been telegraphing a run for president for like 20 years and is ready to do it in 2028. He also probably drinks the blood of for daily substance. I hate this. I hate it so much. Why is Gavin Newsom bad? Gavin Newsom is as bad as Andrew Cuomo was in terms of policy. I don't think he's like groping people, but he is a bloodless neoliberal through and through. And there are plenty of weaknesses being from California, some of which are obviously made up conspiracies. Others are very valid concerns like homelessness. The housing market is dog shit in this state. It is directly a fucking consequence of Gavin Newsom vetoing bills all the goddamn time. He sucks. Peter Hamby, a lot of young men are worried about global conflict because they're of draft age. That comes up over and over and over again in conversations I've been having over the last few weeks when I've been traveling through all these states on campuses. When I reported this last month, just relaying what young men were telling me, I immediately got texts from half a dozen Democrats telling me these kids were stupid. People really need to leave their bubbles.
Another thing that keeps coming up too that you don't hear a lot about in the national media, Dana, is a lot of young men are worried about global conflict because they are of draft age. That comes up over and over and over again in conversations that I've been having over the last few weeks when I've been traveling through.
Like, they're wrong for thinking that they're going to get drafted, but it doesn't matter. That still means that they're like worried about global conflict, and they're right to be worried about global conflict. I think the left is constitutionally incapable of appealing to young men at the moment. Why? Because for significant numbers of them, prestige bias is a thing they look up to, listen to, sometimes imitate those they associate with success. The American right really understands this. Much of the left not only does not play by those rules, they either don't think those rules exist or they want to actively work against them. Don't capitulate to gravity. Then they ask why some young men are modeling Andrew Tate. There's your answer. Too many virgins, not enough Chads. I need people to understand, like, I don't craft a persona. And it's no different than like how Joe Rogan has become a like right-wing figure. That happened organically. Like, he fucking cooked his own goddamn brain. You can't recreate it with money. It's just not going to work. But I think you can be a bro and still be uncompromising on your values. I'm not urging other progressives to like imitate this and become like fake bros. Be who you are. Yeah, this is also funny. The girlies are fighting. The girls are fighting. Kamala was so loyal to Biden that she stood by his record, costing her any chance she had at winning the presidency. And this is how the Biden administration thanks her.
Well, you said something at the end that I do want to just kind of reiterate and remind folks, and it was a good reminder to me, which is like, look, the president, this is the president who has been the only person has been able to beat Donald Trump. I mean, that is true. In 2020, he was.
That's crazy. That's shade, dude. Wow. Drama. Yeah, we got this stupid dummy Kamala Harris on the ticket, and it was a big mistake. She don't know how to defeat Donald Trump. We do. She's not even sneak dissing. She's just openly dissing. This is the most visible Democratic infighting since the Vietnam War, and isn't even between pro and anti-war sects of the party. They're both pro-genocide. They're just petty bitches. Yeah. Oh, Biden subtweeted his press secretary. Vice President Kamala Harris ran an inspiring campaign that allowed everyone to see something I learned early on. She has a backbone like a ramrod and a great character. True character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud. Wait, liberals stop the steal? John Fetterman, we still have tens of thousands of votes to be counted across the Commonwealth. AP Politics shouldn't make a call in this race until every Pennsylvanian has their vote counted. Dude, he's so stupid. If I'm being honest, Biden only dropped because his debate performance was so bad, but Trump's debate performance against Harris was bad too, and it didn't seem to make a difference. Maybe he could have run. I don't know. I've still got a crumb of crope. Guys, what are you talking about? Biden's debate performance against Donald Trump wasn't bad because Donald Trump cooked Biden. Biden's debate performance against Donald Trump was bad because everybody understood that Biden was mentally deficient. What are you talking about? The reason why Trump's debate performance against Kamala was bad was because, yeah, he's lost his step, but also Kamala actually actively peppered him, okay? Actively goaded him into traps over and over and over again, which he fell into willingly and said unhinged shit. Biden did that to himself. Trump didn't have to do anything. Bro, Biden said, we beat Medicare. What are you talking about? Biden was asked a question on abortion, and his response was literally, immigrants are people. Are you kidding me? This I do agree with, for the record. One big regret from the Biden world, that Harris abandoned the anti-big business populism of the campaign. That is valid criticisms, okay? While Harris was stuck defending the Biden economy and hobbled by lingering anger over inflation, attacking big business allowed her to go on the offense. Then, quite suddenly, this strain of populism disappeared. I wonder why. Why did this strain of populism disappear? One Biden aide told me that Harris steered away from such hard-edged messaging at the urging of her brother-in-law, Tony West, Uber's chief legal officer. West did not immediately respond to a request for comment. To win the support of CEOs, Harris jettisoned the strong argument that deflected the attention from one of her weakest issues. Instead, the campaign elevated Mark Cuban as one of his chief surrogates, the very sort of rich guy she had recently attacked. I told y'all I hated Mark Cuban being on the campaign trail. Inconsistencies everywhere. This is cope mode, big time. And they went to Biden world and basically got like as many juicy quotes as possible about how Brandon could have won still. But this part is correct. Why vote for a diet Republican when you can vote for the real thing? This is horrifying. Elon Musk has a favorability with independent voters at 42-43, -1. That's shocking. Please answer my question. Genuine question. Are Republican voters just too stupid to understand what is good for them? Even when Dems did good things under Biden, the voters don't acknowledge the good things that was done. It just feels a little bit hopeless, even with good messaging. No. It's the fault of the campaign and it's the fault of the administration for not flexing hard enough. 100%. I've done more defense of the Biden campaign and the Biden administration than they have. They're too afraid to come across as like radical at all. Straight up, I have always 10 toes down, defended Biden's pull out of Afghanistan. They should have done that as well. They should have had Pete Buttigieg, that little pit bull, that little attack dog, on every news outlet going up and being like, what do you mean? The Republicans are cynically talking about how 13 of our best soldiers died. Not a single soldier should ever die, and that's precisely the reason why we had to pull out of Afghanistan. The fact that they're playing fast and loose and trying to do political football on this issue, even though it was a conditional withdrawal that the previous administration had put together that never had the political courage to actually do this, is incredible to me. So disingenuous. You in the media should also have a sense of shame and decency for criticizing and consistently talking about how we had to remain in Afghanistan. Let me tell you about some numbers. 13 of our best soldiers died in Afghanistan. Not a single soldier should ever die. Okay, I'm Pete Buttigieg right now. I'm saying that. I was in Afghanistan. I had the mineral maps in my desk to prove it. Okay, 13 of our soldiers died in Afghanistan, and that was it. 67 died under the Trump administration in the 4 years that he refused to pull out of Afghanistan. 67. Why no mention of the 67? Why is it that only when a president demonstrates the decency and the political courage to go out and say no more war do you come after him like this? I'm sick and tired of it. It's unacceptable. He did the right thing, he did the brave thing, and he did the best thing for our brave boys and girls that are serving in the American military. That's what I would say. That's what I would do. I'm Pete Buttigieg, okay? Republicans love talking about fentanyl, okay? Fentanyl deaths. Opioid deaths are a massive problem. First administration where the opioid deaths and opioid overdoses have gone down. Did you ever hear about it? I mean, you might have heard it here because I talked about it. Why didn't they talk about it? It makes no sense. This is bad. They don't ever want to fight. They don't ever want to put up a fight. They're terrified of everything. They're scared of their own goddamn shadows. Lena Khan, the IRS. The IRS went after Coca-Cola, found them avoiding $16 billion in taxes. Did you ever hear about it? No. Why is the Democratic Party not communicating that? Republicans complain about 85,000 IRS agents that are going to come and take your guns away, or they're going to come to your house and steal your trailer, okay, or your jet ski. That's not what happened. The IRS extracted billions of dollars from tax avoiders who made millions of dollars a year successfully. And on top of that, they prosecuted Coca-Cola, found them avoiding $16 billion in taxes. That's what the IRS does. That's what you're not paying attention to, okay? Why did the Biden administration not talk about that? Why did I talk about that? Lena Khan went after trusts for the first time ever in American history in quite a while. Why did the Democratic Party not talk about that? Why did they not put her in the forefront of the campaign? Why was it left to someone like myself? Why did the media rarely ever cover it? CHIPS Act, the IRA, tremendous dollars were spent on infrastructure and rebuilding American manufacturing. Rarely a blip. And it's not just that. It's not just that either, right? Because there were still plenty of issues. Affordability crisis was a major one. They didn't address it. There were major flaws in terms of making promises about student loan debt relief. I mean, certain parts of that were achieved, not all, but it kills me. They just did not even do a good enough job defending the things that they did. Republicans campaign year round, Democrats campaign once every 4 years, and they do a shit ass job with it when they do that. That's it. And then we're like, oh, why are Americans so stupid? It's just like Americans are stupid. Americans are so dumb. Americans are not woke enough to vote for the Democratic Party because we just kept telling them like Trump is bad. Trump is bad. Yeah, he is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for a lot of people when they're like, I don't give a fuck. He was president already. You're not going to convince me that he's going to be a fascist. He was already president. He didn't do any of that shit. And you're also advocating for half of his policies from 2020. So what the fuck does that make you? That's it. That's it. You can't say the wall is fucking racist and then turn around and be like, I want to build the wall. Trump is not serious about building the wall. You can't say that. You're a fucking idiot for saying that. Even the dumbest American is going to hear that and go, what? I thought the wall was racist. Hold up. Now it's not racist. Now you want to build the wall. It's not racist anymore. Are you stupid? I mean, you are stupid if you believe that that was a successful strategy. I kept yelling about it over and over and over again. I was 100% right on it, by the way. I go back and forth in thinking that this is a mistake, or maybe it's actually deliberately done to prime the base into having firm commitments with reactionary sentiment, right? Like, I think they're just like priming their base sometimes, but then I talk to people, I talk to consultants, I talk to staffers, and I'm like, oh my God, no, they just are like genuinely oblivious